Hey guys, it's your girl IJ. I welcome you today. If this is your first time here, my name is Jimmy Joma Daisy, and I help you use the dress technique to ensure that you stay your sexy, fresh self year in, year out. Do you know what the dress that you want to know? Then make sure you subscribe and join the family. You're gonna learn everything about it. And so Wednesdays like this, I review different things for you, different products, food, different things that you need to ensure that you stay sexy and fresh. And so today I'll just thought about it. I said, let me share with you a little bit of my journey when I started and how I use blenders, because the basic building block that we need is 80% raw foods. That means vegetables, fruits, nuts and seeds. Okay, and I found out that instead of just chewing the stuff, I just put it in a blender. Either you use a blender or use a juicer, and then you mash it up, blend it up, so juice it up, and then you drink. That is the basic building block of our freshness. And so when I started, I was confused. I was looking for blenders. I didn't know where to start, and so some of the mistakes that I have made over the years. Okay, so I'll be reviewing these three for you, and I'll be reviewing them in terms of the size, the wattage, the level of contamination, as well as the time of blending. I actually started with this one. This is the Nutribullet, right? We had one old blender then, so when you start this journey, many of us in our families, we are used to eating the normal way, eating all the cooked and all the fried and all the stuff. But when you want to start getting more of raw foods, people don't understand. So I wanted to use myself as a guinea pig, and that was what I did. I got this is the Nutribullet blender. It's a personal blender. It's 600 watts. Okay, 600 wattage. In terms of size, it's very small. This is actually the biggest cup. This is I'm coming. This is the second cup. Like this, you have two cups like this, and this is actually the biggest cup. And you can imagine, see, it's just so small, right? When I was blending, I found that it was time consuming, especially when I had to do my nut milk. I'll blend, then I'll sieve, raise it up, and then put again to blend my nut milks. It was time consuming, it was stressful. Okay, and that is that. So when I moved to this is less than a liter. This is 1,500 liters. This is 2,000 liters or 2 liters, as the case may be. So this is the largest one, followed by this one. Okay, but this was actually very small. So after a while, I got tired of it, and I think it was made for, if you want to buy Nutribullet, I stay in Lagos, Nigeria. The one I bought, when I saw made in China in it, I was just tired. I think the quality was poor, because after a while, I noticed that it started shaking. It's not even up to 2 years, so I had to abandon it. It started, you can hear the noise, it started shaking. So if I were to recommend, I wouldn't recommend Nutribullet. If you want to start, I think you just save money. This, I got it for less than this, about 17,000. That's less than $50. So it's better you just save and buy something of quality, right? Or maybe $100 or $150, because a dollar blender, because the higher the quality, the more it's going to last for you. So in terms of size, it's very small, and at a point kind of overgrew. When my children started learning how to take the smoothies with me, it was no longer enough, and it wasn't so suitable for blending, because especially nut milks, it was time consuming. This one is a little bit bigger, right? This is a Binatone blender. Binatone, this is 550 watts. I don't use it for blending smoothies now, because I just use it for tomatoes, pepper, onions, the ones that have to be cooked. It is 1,500 in that's the size of the cup, so it's bigger than this one. All right, but however, this one is the biggest. Okay, this is 2,200 watts, so it can blend every single thing you throw at it. It's so big, and it's family size, so I'll recommend this one. Just save money and buy instead of going through this process. It's if I had known, I would have just saved the money and then just gotten a very high quality blender, right? Because you can blend. If I'm making nut milks now, I make in bottles vis-a-vis when I was making cup, but this one I can just make and then put in bottles and freeze. If when I want to blend, I pour the milk, put everything, I freeze it and I drink. So it's actually very much more convenient. This one is 550 wattage. This is 2200 wattage. And what you need to know is that the higher or 3 horsepower, the higher the wattage, okay, the faster and the better the quality of what you're blending. This one is 600 watts, very noisy. This one is even less noisy than this one, okay? So the higher, if you are getting a blender, make sure that your wattage is high so that it can puree anything and it can handle anything you throw at it. This one purees nuts and seeds very well. This one doesn't. I love tiger nut milks. I make a lot of tiger nut milk. This one doesn't blend the tiger nut milk very well, because at the end, if you are sieving it, you will see some nuts that are just blended halfway, and so it leaves a lot of waste. This is peanut. But if you are blending anything, maybe tomatoes, soft ingredients, bananas or pepper, onions, this one, and maybe soft beans, yeah, for moi, this one can go. But for your smoothie, for fresh fruits, no way. Then I look at contamination. That is where I had the issue with the Nutribullet. Contamination. This Nutribullet has, if you can see, it has this inner rubber that you can bring out and wash. But after a while, if you can see, after a while, I discovered that it was turning color. I used hot water, I used vinegar, it was still there. And this simply means that anything you are blending will be contaminated. And when you're taking fresh foods, you have to be very careful about germs. Okay, so this was not it for me. This was not, even though you can remove it and wash, it has a high rate of contamination, and that was what made me to actually start looking for an alternative. The same thing I found with this one. If you can see, you can detach it. See, you can detach this one, okay, and it still has the same problem, because you see this one already has, see, the more you blend, you can remove it and wash, but the more you blend, the more you use it, that blackish stuff starts accumulating there, and it can easily contaminate whatever it is that you are blending. So for smoothies and stuff, have a dedicated blender for your smoothies, because you are not going to cook. For tomatoes and onions, you're going to cook and kill the germs, but for smoothies and stuff, you're taking it raw and you're not cooking anything. So I will recommend you have a dedicated blender that you don't use for maybe your tomato or tomatoes that you buy from the market for stew, right? And that's why I have this one now to serve us for our smoothie, juice, nut milks needs for this one. And why I like this one also, it has the least amount of contamination. There is no detachable anything here. It's solid, if you can see it. The blades are very sharp, so there is no detachable rubber, anything. Everything is one solid joint. So you pour it in here, then use a brush, or you put your soap and then you pulse it to wash. Okay, so the risk of contamination for this one is very minimal, and that's the reason why I love it, and that I will always recommend a high-speed blender. And then in terms of time of blending was also a constraint, okay? Because with the Nutribullet will tell you don't blend more than 1 minute, otherwise the thing will overheat. So you can imagine. So it was a problem. You blend and you wait and blend and wait. The same thing. This one is slightly more, maybe 2 minutes, and it tell you put it off and wait a little while. But this one goes. If you can see, this one can even blend hot. You can see it has allowance to up to 5 minutes here. You can see 5 minutes, so you can blend for nuts and seeds and hard materials, and it will not overheat. Okay, you can pulse, you can blend, you can do every single thing with it. So in terms of blending, this one is also coming out tops. Okay, followed by, so if you are looking for a blender, don't follow me. I will not recommend this ones. I would recommend you just save your money and go for a very beautiful high quality blender that's minimum of 1500 wattage. Okay, so it can help you do almost everything. Blend your frozen fruit, blend your nut milks, blend your smoothies, hard fruits and nuts, and seeds, especially those of, if you put your seeds in your smoothies, it will help you puree everything for you to drink. So thank you so much for watching, and hopefully I'll see you in another video. Bye.